So now I want to talk about our favorite horror movie. And who wants to start? Favorite horror movie? Get the listeners a chance.
I'd like to start.
All right.
Actually, I thought that we were going to do favorite horror moment, which is very different from horror movie.
We could technically do both.
Let's do favorite horror moment.
Because
I
say do both.
No, it's
Why
easier.
not?
No, it's easier.
Okay, this is going to sound crazy.
I have struck the gavel.
Shit.
This is going to sound crazy, but I'm actually going to draw from the film Scarface, which is not a horror movie.
It's not horror at all.
I'm out of this conversation.
It's a horror movie. Because there's horror.
No, but allow me to explain, okay? This shit's controversial. So, I enjoy psychological horror. I like to picture things instead of having to be shown every gruesome detail like Hostel, which was fucking absurd and ridiculous.
But that's not a horror movie. That's a fucking torture porn movie.
Okay.
No. But
torture porn movie? Is that what you said?
And you know what? I just
really
want to get
Is that what it is?
Torture porn?
Yeah, there's horror movies and then there's torture porn.
What's
That's
torture porn?
Where people get tortured and disfigured. And people are like, oh my god, yeah.
It's
I thought they were like getting fucked.
No, they're not actually
in like a
That's
torturous
S&M.
way.
That's a whole other thing.
It's
that
not.
I'm into.
I'm not talking about
God.
some sort of sexual thing. I'm talking about a nickname for shitty movies.
Did you hear what I said?
Saw.
Awesome.
I watched
the whole movie.
I watched Hostel on
fucked.
Halloween night at the
fucked.
theater, and I was high.
What?
And it was fucked up.
Do you want to live? Is like
No, I don't. Clearly that night, I was so... Okay, if this makes any sense, I was so, fucked up from that movie.
From drinking milk.
No, I have long since quit such things. But anyway, like you, my friend.
Yeah, I know. We're sober. Oh my god.
No, we're not.
I had a
3 beers
beer.
later.
I had a beer, so...
So anyway, that movie was so fucked up that...
Buy our t-shirts, we have a Coke habit.
That movie was so fucked up that I actually started laughing at the retarded parts, at the worst parts, because I didn't know how to deal with it. It was that, it's just...
people looking at you in the theater probably thought you were fucked up.
You know what? Scientifically, laughter is like your brain's way of dealing with shit that it doesn't understand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was
like
so
when you laugh at a joke,
up.
it's because you don't get your brain can't handle the truth, basically.
Yeah. I've been trying to forget that movie for a long time. Anyway, I like psychological horror. I like stuff that, make us work a bit. We'll use our heads, and it's scarier that way because it becomes a little more personal, right?
Right, yeah, exactly.
So anyway, the reason I brought up Scarface was that one scene where the guy's getting chainsawed in the fucking shower.
That's terrible.
They don't show it. They just show him fucking scared as shit about to get chainsawed.
Yeah.
They show the guy going at him with the chainsaw, and then they brilliantly pan off with the camera to the tiles, and all you hear is, ah! And then you see the blood splatter on the tiles. That's good shit.
That's good.
That's fucking good horror. And that's not even a horror film.
Yeah,
but you know what I mean? Like,
that scene
that's how
resonates.
it's done.
Mm-hmm.
It does.
So do you have any other favorite horror moments, or maybe a favorite horror movie? Because I'd say we just do both, whatever.
I do. Because when I was a kid, when I was 10 or 11, actually...
Yes.
I had a horror phase. I went to Blockbuster, but when it was open, and, and literally spent a few months. I rented every single horror movie they had.
What is wrong with you?
I think it was just one of those times in your life when death becomes when you truly understand death, and then you want to I don't know, it was weird.
You truly
and then you
death.
try to understand death by watching Friday the 13th.
No, okay. It didn't take me till I was 11 to understand what death was. But I think it was just one of those times in your life.
I understand what you're saying.
You know what? Okay. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but you understand.
Yeah, I get it.
Good. Anyway.
Because really, I believe
somebody
I'm
gets
immortal.
50% of TYG at this podcast.
I'm the drunk one, though, so I probably don't get it.
Continue.
I've got to say, people want to say The Exorcist, but I'm going to say, Halloween 1 might be my fave. With horror franchises, they get really fucked up really fast. You know how sequels get retarded?
Oh, yeah.
There's no fucking apologies there.
Yeah, how many Final Destination movies are there? How many Saw movies are there?
Jason in fucking space. Saw 1.
Jason X.
Yeah.
Jason in space. Saw 1 was actually really good.
Yeah, and now there's Saw 26.
I'd say Saw 1 is my favorite modern horror, and Halloween 1 is my favorite classic.
Honestly, Saw movies come out every Halloween. It's
my favorite.
How?
My favorite Saw moment was when I noticed that the guy from Robin Hood Men in Tights was in the movie. So anyway,
before or after he got killed.
Mm-hmm. He still wrestled the end.
It's true. It's true.
It's the Robin Hood Men in Tights guy. He's amazing. Right. Love that guy. I watched Robin Hood Men in Tights so many times when I was a kid. I loved it. I thought it was fun.
I never saw it until I was an adult.
I thought it was hilarious.
I've never seen it, so high five.
So now we're back onto horror movies. Mm-hmm. Jay.
Well, I don't really... It's weird, because these movies are my favorite horror movies, but not because they're good, but because they're so stupid that they make me laugh. Like, I don't actually have horror movies that I actually enjoyed. Not really. I guess, like, the closest thing I can think of is Red Dragon, though that's not really a horror movie. Or maybe Silence of the Lambs. Does that count?
That's
Yeah.
a horror movie.
Okay, so Silence of the Lambs and Red Dragon.
He eats people, man. Figure it out.
So yeah, basically, then if that's the case, then Silence of the Lambs and Red Dragon are my two favorite horror movies. But my two favorite horror movies that I like to laugh at are Final Destination 2 and Wrong Turn. You guys know what Wrong Turn is?
Yes.
Please don't talk about Wrong Turn.
What's wrong?
Wrong Turn is great because it's inbred killers. It's just they're inbred killers.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre, just another way.
Is that the one with the chicks running around with the force chainsaws?
I don't know, man. All I can say is, like, apparently being inbred makes you superhuman in Wrong Turn universe. But I want to talk about Final Destination 2 a little bit because that movie was so, like, legit. I watched this when I was a kid. No one really survives.
In one of them, somebody survives.
You can't cheat death.
There's always someone that survives at the end at all of them. I'm pretty sure
barbecue.
there's always at least one or maybe.
In Final Destination 3, no one survives. I know for sure.
Okay, well, in Final Destination 2, someone survives, but then in the end, something happens. that
Yeah,
makes it
but she dies in Final Destination 3.
Oh, well, yeah, that's
she,
why.
she comes out of the padded room and
That's right.
right away, Death is like, fuck you, bitch!
No, man, that's Final
Boom.
Destination 2.
Is it?
That's Final Destination 2 where that girl dies.
All I know is some bitch gets killed.
It was the girl. There's a girl who
movie.
survives Final Destination 1 and a girl who survives Final Destination 2. I don't know if they die in later on ones. Well, obviously,
I know some
the one
kids-
from 1 dies in 2.
Yeah,
But let me
that's
get like that movie was a comedy movie to me because the most ridiculous shit just kept happening. Like a pane of fucking glass falls
Oh,
on the
that guy got
kid.
smushed. Yeah, Final Destination 2.
It's just
That's
like
the one
why
that
is
bitch
there
died.
construction going on in the middle of a fucking busy street? Like
Yeah.
why is that
And why
happening?
is it not fenced off?
Yeah, exactly. Why is there Apple product placement fucking everywhere? What else was there? Why did that guy get fucking cut in half by barbed wire exploding? Why did that kid... even the ending. I'm rooting the ending of Final Destination 2 to you guys.
Oh, the guy at the barbecue?
The kid goes to the barbecue and it
Yeah.
blows up. Like I don't think this actually happened, but me and my friends were making a joke at the time saying that fucking a piece of his foot should just landed on top of a burger and someone just took a bite out of it. Because that's how fucking retarded the whole movie was.
Yeah. It was,
Like I watched Final Destination 2 because it legitimately makes me laugh at how stupid it is.
it's pretty
Okay.
dumb.
But my favorite horror movie, definitely, I don't even need to talk about it. You just need to watch Silence of the Lambs, and I know Red Dragon isn't necessarily one of the more popular movies in that series. It's better than Hannibal, but it's also very good. I like it.
Okay, so
Just
what are your
saw that the
favorite
other night.
horror moment? Do you have a favorite horror moment?
Horror moment.
You're saying horror really funny.
Yeah, because I always say horror.
horror.
Now, that's
Yeah.
really difficult for me because
Jenna
I really
Hayes.
don't watch that many horror movies.
Favorite horror
like,
moment? Jenna Hayes.
I don't know. I really don't watch that many horror movies. Like when I do watch them, a lot of the times I'll see it and I'll be thinking like, why doesn't she just punch that bitch? You know what I mean? Like I've seen Scream and it's like just.
You know what? Video
Yeah,
games
that's
ruin horror movies.
No, it's true. Video games literally ruin horror movies. Like I'm watching The Ring and that guy's freaking out at the end because he's like, oh no, the stupid little girl's coming out and she's gonna kill me.
Unplug the TV.
Yeah, unplug the TV.
If that doesn't work, destroy the TV.
And if that doesn't work, punch her.
Yeah.
Like she's a little girl. I understand she's supernatural, but give it a shot. Don't be like
do
a crying
something.
bitch.
Don't just be like, oh fuck, I'm fucked.
Like if I'm gonna die at the hands of a ghost,
There's
I play
so
video
much of
games.
that.
I'm gonna be like fucking
So much
throwing
of
holy
that.
water like a Castlevania.
How many
or
people get
something.
killed in horror movies by going, I'm dead, might as well just take it in the bum?
Pretty
Like-
a lot,
Do something.
a lot.
So my favorite horror
There's
movie.
nothing-
Actually, I have a
Thinking
favorite
about
horror
it.
moment, but it's not really horror. It's another moment that sort of makes me laugh. It's the part in Red Dragon where the guy's like lighting shit on fire and the blind chick's with him, and he's like, "Do
Yeah.
you see?
Yeah.
Do you see?"
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that
that's
happened in Cadawa Sojo when we tried to find the library.
No, I wish. All right,
Favorite
but I'm-
horror movie is Candyman.
Oh, good choice, man.
For you?
Candyman. I don't want to talk about Candyman because it's a part of my life I want to forget.
Good call, dude. No, if anybody says leprechaun, I'll slap you.
No.
No, Leprechaun's
That is
legit-
just so
Favorite-
funny.
That's
favorite
just a legit
horror
funny one.
moment, and it's not really like a horror moment for me. It's really freaky, but it's from Signs when the little girl comes into the room with the dad
Yeah.
and
Swing away?
goes, "No, the little
swing
girl
away
comes in the room and goes, "There's a monster outside my bedroom. Can I have a glass of water?"
yeah.
And like for me, that just sent chills. Like that actually freaks the
You know
shit
what,
out of me.
That
really
girl's
like
fucking
Signs.
creepy.
I really like that movie though.
That
Girl's
girl's like
creepy.
dead.
The girl's creepy. She's not even freaked out that
I
there's
know.
fucking an alien outside her room.
Yeah.
Do you understand the
He's
weirdness
just
of that?
chilling out.
Yeah.
The dad doesn't even give a
mom.
fuck what the daughter just said.
I bet he didn't even get her to the water.
Oh my god.
Mel Gibson's fucking a piece
But
of shit.
like Signs had so many like psychological moments, like when he has the flashlight, he's looking around and like goes to like that corner of the corn stalk, and like the alien's leg
You
just
see
goes
the ankle?
in. Oh, fuck that! Fuck
Signs-
that!
no,
shit.
Signs was a
Signs
legit
was
fantastic
awesome.
movie, which made The Happening so much more painful to watch.
Oh no! Don't.
Okay, we're not bringing up the happening, but
I'm
Signs had a
talking-
lot of good.
Signs was a
scary
really good
Signs
movie.
was
moments,
good.
and there was none of that like popping out and scaring you bullshit.
Swing
But that
Away
wasn't
was
so much
also
of a
really
horror
good
movie. Like when I think horror movies, what I think of is
No, but that scared me. Legit.
No,
that
it was
is an
scary
actual-
because
I
like,
was afraid of Signs.
it was
That is-
scary
that's
because
what
it was psychological.
yeah, exactly.
like that was
you
a
never
movie that
actually-
was scary
you
because it
don't
was
really
scary, not
see
because
shit.
it was
You
just
do.
fucking torture porn or like
You really
people
don't know
getting
what the fuck's
chainsawed.
going on
But
in
what
that movie.
Signs is great because like you don't actually see most of anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see them
You know what I
once
mean? Yeah.
at the end.
That's,
And the guy
that's
bats the
I like
fuck
the
out
part
of
where
him.
the guy when he jumps off the roof
Swing
and goes
away,
running
bro.
and hits
Swing
the
away.
swing and he runs into the corn
Yeah.
stalk and you don't know what the hell it was. But all you hear is like, and it's like gone. And you're
gone.
like,
But then water hurts them, and that was kind of.
yeah.
Yeah.
But then water hurts.
Good
them,
job,
and
guys.
I
You
was
go to the planet, it's like mostly water.
And even the way they talked with the whole like,
Yeah.
fucking freaked me out.
Wow,
I
that
can't
Middle
was
believe-
Easterns
well
figured it
done.
out first before we did.
What the
Yeah.
fuck?
What?
Don't you remember
That
the
was
news
awesome.
radio
Good
thing
for
at the
you.
end? It's like the Middle East
So
figured
crap.
out. Middle East saved our asses in science.
That's
Not like in
The
the
people
happening.
with the least water. How the hell did that?
They're in the desert. They're like, use our only valuable resource. Ah! It kills them.
And it worked. Whatever. They're just like, well, we're gonna fucking.
Get the camels.
Anyway,
I just want to say something. Honorable
That's
mention.
scary for me.
Okay, wait. You did.
I did my moment,
and you did-
and I did the movie. Yeah,
Okay, so Candyman and Signs.
signs
right?
is for the moments. Yeah.
I just want to say honorable mention. Alien 1.
That
is
was crazy.
good sci-fi horror.
Those things scare the shit out of
You know what? Since we're on the topic of sci-fi, I know G wants to do his moment and his movie, but the movie Prometheus is coming out soon.
Yeah,
and
Ridley.
I think we're gonna go watch it
And we're
and
gonna review it.
we'll do a review.
Yeah,
We'll do
well,
a TYG Talks Prometheus.
TYG talks Prometheus.
Ridley.
Yeah.
Ridley's
So,
at it again.
guys, look forward to that. G, take the floor.
This is terrible. Okay, so I'm gonna just preface this whole thing by saying that I don't watch fucking horror movies because they bother me. Like, I have an overactive imagination. And I live in this weird hybrid of reality, so I can't watch it like that because it really fucks with like my outlook on life.
Hybrid of reality.
It really though, they fucking like mess me up. Like,
Can we change your description on the website to G has an overactive imagination and lives in a weird hybrid reality?
yeah, I don't
It's
know.
happening.
We're doing it.
Like,
I'm writing it
I
down.
don't watch them. Like, I really don't. Like,
Okay.
I don't. So I think in real life I've watched fucking maybe 4 horror movies my whole life. The only one that, and I don't even know if this is a horror movie, and I remember watching it with my brother, who I hate because you're a moron and you scared the shit out of me, and this is why I don't like swimming.
That's what older brothers are for.
Yeah.
Older brothers and
Basically,
sisters. They're
I-
there
I
to make
might-
you watch shitty horror movies.
I must have been like, it's not a shitty horror movie. I must have been like 6. Okay, this was when like Laserdisc actually was like cool.
Whoa.
Ha!
And my
Yeah,
brother
okay.
literally came home from fucking work and was like, "Come downstairs, we're gonna watch a movie." And I'm thinking we're gonna watch The Lion King because I know he has that shit on Blu-ray on Laserdisc. Sorry. So I come downstairs and we watch The Abyss, and I was scared out of my fucking
Nice.
mind. I'm still to this day I didn't learn how to swim because of that fucking movie. Because my brother made me watch it, and I had no business watching that movie at the age that
But
I
that
watched
was that also wasn't a horror movie. That was just a very good movie that used like fear
Oh yeah, it's good
Yeah.
shit.
elements of fear.
Yeah, terrifying. Okay, so there's that, which is like definitely one of the scariest movies I've ever seen because it's like one of the only ones I've ever watched. And then like the only other one that I watched that I can remember was fucking not Ju-on. What's the English version of that? The Grudge.
The Grudge.
I watched The Grudge. I remember parts of this movie because I was yeah, exactly, yeah, that I was busy in the movie theater. I'm not going to say what I was doing. It was bad. It was awesome. But I still managed to have nightmares. So, as awesome as what it was doing was, it didn't
In the
block
back
out,
of his mind, he's like, he was
yeah,
shitting bricks.
It didn't block out the fact that I
Your
was
hand was
scared.
shaking, so it actually probably made it better.
Yeah,
Nice.
Aw, come on.
What in the butt?
yeah, I was literally having a great time until I went home and tried to fall asleep. Then, not so good.
I'm sure she was as well.
Yeah. No, she was fine. I tied her up.
You know, since we're still talking about horror movies to a certain extent,
I'm a provider.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I want to ask you guys a quick question. Like, do you guys, on the subject of movies, do you-
Killed him.
Mike is dying at this point. But
Provider, you're welcome.